What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. Let's get in here. Sorry. Had to make sure the TV was off. Hey, you guys. I hope everybody is doing well. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Child, we got stuff to talk about. We went from 0 to 100, y'all. And baby, I was so tired yesterday. Like, I was in bed by like 10 o'clock. I don't know why I was so tired yesterday, but I was. I mean, I went to the gym and I did some running around yesterday, but I must have really did it in the gym yesterday. Because baby, when I tell y'all I was not, because I was gonna come back live last night, but I was literally like I was trying to watch some of the Olympics, and literally my eyes were like shutting on me, and I was like, okay, I gotta go to bed. Question before we get into these stories, because we had a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff went down yesterday. I just didn't have the energy to come and talk about it. But for those of you that are following the Olympics, are the women's gymnastics, is that tonight? I thought I saw it's Tuesday night. Is that tonight? The women's gymnastics, the individual and all around. Is that tonight? Somebody tell me in the chat. What up from Los Angeles? Oh, it was still early in the morning for you, boo. Hey. It is tonight. Okay. So we're going to do a watch along tonight. I don't know what time. Probably we'll do it from like 9-ish. So I'll set the time. But we're going to do a watch along tonight. Somebody put in my comments when I said, sorry, y'all, the Olympics have had me. The Olympics have had me tied up. And somebody was like, you were supposed to be watching them with us. I did not say I was going to watch every day with y'all. I did not say that we was going to watch the Olympics all day, every day together. I did not say that. I said we would watch some of the Olympics together. So we'll watch the women's gymnastics tonight together. Okay. Tracy said at 8 o'clock. So is it 8 o'clock on NBC? Okay. Because I wanted to try to find something that all of us would probably be interested in watching that would come on at a neutral time. I mean, not a neutral time, but a time that all of us can get it. So I know that the gymnastics will come on at NBC. You said 10, like that's early. That's early for me. Baby, I don't normally go to bed till like midnight. I need y'all to know. 10 o'clock for me to be in the bed. Oh no, that's early for me. I mean, maybe that ain't early for everybody, but that's early for me. That child, and that's probably part of my problem. I probably need to be in bed by 10 o'clock every night. Hey, Mr. Willie Brown, how you doing? So it's live at 12:15 p.m. The replay is tonight. Well, I mean, people at work and stuff. See, the only problem is if we watch it tonight, then it'll be a spoiler. People will already know what happened. Well, y'all tell me what y'all want. Because at 12:15, where's it coming on at 12:15? On Peacock? Hold on, let me see. Let me look at my TV. Let me see what's coming on NBC right now. Because, see, I haven't been watching this stuff in real time. Women's basketball. Oh, it is coming on at 12:15 on NBC. Do y'all want to watch a little bit of it this morning? Y'all tell me in the chat. Do y'all want to watch it today, or at 12:15, or do y'all want to watch it tonight? Oh, thank you, Mr. Willie Brown. Let's see who got the memberships. Thank you for gifting the memberships, Mr. Willie Brown. I appreciate you. Let's see who got them. Demille, I thought you already had a membership, Demille. Demille was gifted a membership. Oh, I'm waiting for it to come up, child. Oh, you gifted one. I'm sorry, you gifted one. I don't know why I thought that said 5. Thank you so much, and congratulations to Demille. Demille, make sure you thank Mr. Willie Brown for the membership, and thank you so much for gifting the membership. I appreciate that. All right. Well, if we're gonna come right back, then we gotta hurry up and get through this stuff. Oh, you gifted another one. Thank you, Mr. Willie Brown. You didn't have to do another one. I thought it said 5. Thank you so much. Tay Beautiful was gifted a membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Thank you so much, Mr. Willie Brown. It's going to be all over social, so I guess we might as well watch it in real time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, B-Lo. You know good and well it's going to be all over everything. All right, so listen, this is what we're going to do. I can't promise 12:15 because we got to get through. We got stuff to talk about. But what I will do is, let's see. If it's coming on at 12:15, let's aim for 12:45, but it'll be on my other channel. So Tracy, make sure you please, if you don't mind, drop the Really Be TV Reviews channel. Hey Abby, hey boo, if y'all could drop that because that's what we're gonna be. We're gonna be over there. So let's aim for 12:45 and let's get through this stuff because child, we got a lot to talk about. Okay, Tracy just sent me the competition schedule. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, Tuesday, July the 30th, women's final. Okay, this is the women's team final today. And then the women's all-around final is Thursday. Okay. Let's aim for 12:45. Let's aim for 12:45. Okay, so the team finals today and then the individual all-around. But let's look at the team. We'll look at the team finals and then we'll see oh man. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tracy. That's it right there. That's what we're gonna be. Give me a quick second. Let me put it on StreamYard real quick, and then we'll go ahead and do it. All right. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. Oh my gosh, there's been some crazy stuff going on. It went from one extreme to the other. 1 minute I was like, it ain't nothing going on. It ain't nothing going on to child. Oh, you know what? Them broke loose down to the celebrity news gossip streets. So let's see. OLYMPIC. Watch along. Women's final. Okay. So let me explain what a watch along is. I am not going to be showing it on the screen because I do not want to get any sort of copyright strike or anything, but that's why I'm doing it at a time where everybody can be watching the same thing. I will open up the panel so we can discuss it. You know, I will drop the link so you guys can come up and we can talk about what we're looking at. So that's what we're gonna do over there. We'll do it for maybe about an hour, maybe about I ain't gonna listen. We're gonna do it. Okay. All right. Now let's get into this. Cajun gonna get me on the timestamp, child. Cajun gonna get me on the timestamp. But it's a tribe meeting. Y'all know how we do for our tribe meetings, honey. Y'all know how we do for the tribe meeting. I already scheduled it on StreamYard. So if one of my mods want to put the link in the chat. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, that way I can plan for it. Reynolds is actually my grandmother's maiden name. She changed her kid's last name when she left her husband. Oh, y'all in the chat talking. I was like, what? I don't watch the Olympics, but I like group activity so well. Well, thank you, Ray. Thank you, Boo. Really, but you got to stop them long pauses when I'm not looking at the screen. I keep thinking you fell asleep again. Don't do, Julia, don't do me. Now you got PTSD, child. Oh, I fell asleep. And it's funny because I started to come live last night because I said, let me do a live and talk to the people because I was, like I said, I was tired. I said, nope. I said, because I'm tired. I'll probably fall asleep again. All right. I'm sorry, you know, I missed the roll call to say hi to the people, but I want to give a special shout out to my people lit up in green, my VIPs, my members. Y'all know Thursday is August the 1st. We'll be doing gifted memberships on Friday. Y'all know I always gift memberships at the beginning of every month. So on Friday, we will gift the memberships. Okay. All right. And thank you, Mr. Willie Brown, for gifting those memberships today. So let's get into it. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. So let's start with the little stuff. We're going to work our way up, okay? Baby, R. Kelly is filing a petition to the Supreme Court to have his his case review. He said that his convictions to be overturned because it exceeded the statute of limitations. So let me say a couple of things. Okay. So let me say a couple of things. I don't want y'all to get yourselves, and I know most of y'all know this, but for the few people that might be they give us the clickbait, right? So they give us the boom, the clickbait, right? So let me say this to you guys. I do not want y'all to get your panties in a bunch when y'all see these things. And here's why. Under the Constitution of the United States, under the, whatever, people have a right to appeals. And the only way you can have the only way you can get an appeal, have it looked at, is for you to find some new evidence, right? You have to find something new. So, this is what they do. And I also don't want y'all to get so excited about, because the reason why I say this, because people was in my inbox. I ain't talking about you, Tracy. You supposed to send me the stuff. You my showrunner. But people was in my inbox and people was getting all excited. Yeah. The Supreme Court gets thousands of cases every year. They hear less than 1%. So the chances that R. Kelly, this Supreme Court is going to listen to anything R. Kelly is talking about is slim to none. Slim to none. So I don't want us to get excited. I don't want us to, let him go on over there. Let him try. Let him try. Okay. You have 3 doctor's appointments. You're at appointment number 2. I can't wait to get back in the house. This air is killing me. My sinus is out. Oh, no, powerful. Yes, be safe, boo. You get home safe. You get home. I got a doctor's appointment next week. I keep forgetting to call my dentist so I can get a good cleaning. Okay, you know what? Thank you for reminding me, Vintage. RIP to Erica Ashe. They're not really saying, at least last I saw, they're not really saying what happened. I remember Erica Ashe from In Contempt. I never watched Survivor's Remorse, because at the time that Survivor's Remorse was coming on, it came on a TV, a channel that I didn't have. Like I think it came on Stars, and I didn't have Stars at the time, or something like that. I think it came on FX or Star, something, whatever it was, I ain't watch it. But I know she was on Survivor's Remorse. I watched In Contempt. That's a show that should have had more than 1 season. I hated that it got canceled, but it was a really good show. She played the attorney. And then I know she was on the Real Hollywood Husbands. The little parody with Kevin Hart and stuff. They say she passed from cancer. Okay, because that's what I was going to say, DeMille. I saw a picture that most of the pictures that they posted of her were, studio pictures and professional pictures. But I saw a picture of her. I don't know when it was taken, but she definitely looked sick. And I don't mean that in a bad way, y'all. I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is you could tell that she had lost a lot of weight. And her face looked very gaunt. So I was wondering if it was something like that, because I don't know when that picture was taken, but it looked so different from the rest of the pictures. I wondered if that was when she was in the process of the fight. It was breast cancer. Okay. See, I didn't see that. So thank y'all for letting me know. I'm sorry to hear that. So we're just gonna keep her in positive thoughts. She was 49 years old. So yeah. Did people know she was sick? I didn't know she was sick, but I mean, I don't think it was something that she advertised. I don't remember her talking about it, but I wasn't like following her on social media and stuff like that. I knew who she was because I watched a couple of shows she was in, but she wasn't, and again, I don't mean this in disrespect. She wasn't like an A-list celebrity, like where, you know what I mean? A lot of people would have known who she was. But she'd been in a lot of things. So she had a, resume. I didn't realize that her and Omar Dorsey, the guy that played Hollywood on Queen Sugar, they went to high school together. And they actually went to the prom together. Now, I do follow him on social media, and he posted a really nice tribute to her. He was saying how she was one of his best friends. They met in high school, and how she went to the prom with him because his date backed out on him at the last minute, and so she went to the prom with him. So he posted their prom picture. So I was like, wow. Yeah, people, please do your mammograms every year. It's important. You know, I need to do my mammogram. Yeah. Oh, okay. Ray Bishop said he read an article a while ago where she spoke about her off and on battles with cancer. Yeah, I saw a picture. And like I said, I do not know when that picture was taken. I didn't Google all of that. But you can definitely see the difference. Like unfortunately, you could tell when somebody is sick, you know, from a long-term illness, something like cancer or something like that. And she definitely looked sick. Now, is it something I would have picked out if I had seen that picture a year ago? Probably not. But I definitely, you do yours this Thursday. You know what? I go to the doctor. I go to my regular doctor on next Tuesday. And she'll give me a match. It's time. So she'll give me my referral for my mammogram. And I'm going to try to get that scheduled before school starts. I meant to schedule this doctor's appointment earlier in the summer, but child, this summer got away from me. I don't have but a couple of more weeks left before I got to go back to work, child. I mean, this summer got away from me, okay? So yeah, so thank you for reminding me, because I forgot to put that on my list, but I did want to say rest in peace to Erica Cash. So that's all on R. Kelly. Speaking of appeals, Tory Lanez has filed an appeal because miraculously now the driver remembers. The driver has something to say. Now, mind you, the driver had been subpoenaed during the Tory Lanez Meg Thee Stallion trial. Remember, the driver was one of the people that was MIA. It was the driver, and it was two people that didn't show up. The driver didn't show up, and was it the bodyguard? Was it Meg's bodyguard that didn't show up? He showed up on like the last day of trial, and by that time they were like, "Well, we ain't gonna call you now. Like the trial is over." But right, thank you, Yana. Men as well. Yes, self-exams as well. All of that is great. All of that, yes. Thank y'all for putting that in the chat. So now all of a sudden this driver got a story to tell. Sir, we don't care. And again, y'all, don't get caught up in the clickbait, because if you read through, that man didn't say he knew who shot Meg. All he's saying is they tussled, that Tory and Kelsey tussled over the gun. Sir, you still not giving us any information we did not already have, because that was the argument during trial, was that they were trying to say that Kelsey did it and that there was a scuffle. Like that came up at trial. You're not giving us anything new, sir. Especially if you still can't definitively say who absolutely did it. At best, you're trying to say that there was a scuffle over the weapon and the weapon went off. I'm sorry, it went off 5 times? Because remember, there were 5 shots. So it went off 5 times? So again, y'all, don't get yourselves excited. It's not. I can't ever say what a court is going to do. So I'm not going to say that the Court of Appeals may or may not. But I think the Court of Appeals already rejected it. But I can't say what the Court of Appeals will or will not do. But don't get yourselves all excited about it, child. Don't get yourselves all excited about it, okay? Because we don't care. That's the link, you guys. That is the link for the Olympics watch along. If y'all want to meet us over there, that's the link to the video for the Olympic watch along. Go ahead and set your reminder now. Thank you, Tracy. I don't believe it, though. He left out that Dance B comment, and I truly believe Tory said that. Listen, I do too. And let me be clear, and I said this back when all of this happened. I think, for the exception of the driver, and that's the funny thing, they said the driver was the only person that wasn't drunk, and his story isn't any more clear than anybody else's story. So again, you were the only one that was sober, and you don't know anything more than anybody else who was there. So why am I listening to you again? Why am I listening to you again? You have not given me any information I did not have a week ago. So I'm not worried about that, child. Right. And Tory's own witness, hey Cajun, Tory's own witness said that he was right. Listen, at the end of the day, like I said, at this point, Meg is not friends with any of these people. So she has no reason to lie on any of these people. I truly believe if Kelsey was the one that had done it, she would have said Kelsey did it by now. Okay? I truly think that if Kelsey was the one that did it, she would say Kelsey did it. That's my opinion. But neither here nor there. So there's that. Speaking of Supreme Court, Biden announced yesterday that he wants to do a sweeping Supreme Court rehab. He said that, no, he doesn't want any president to feel like they're above the law, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I did not take the time to read through the whole article and get all of the details of what Biden was talking about. But if I'm being really, 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 really honest about the situation, I don't even care. And I'm going to tell you why I don't care. Because Biden, I needed you to do this 3 years ago. You knew the Supreme Court that you had inherited 3 years ago. You knew what it was. You knew what they had already overturned Roe v. Wade at that point. Sir, you knew what you were getting. So you about 3 years too late for me. And at this point, nothing is going to get done. You are a sitting duck president. Or a lame duck president. Sir, you are going to be president for 5 more months. They ain't doing shit. Even if they were so inclined to do anything, they not. Now, you can do an executive order, and there's certain things that you can do as an executive order. But, again, I needed you to do that 3 years ago. So, on this one, Biden, I'm unimpressed. Not impressed. They're saying this is more of a campaign tactic. He ain't running for nothing. Whose campaign? Kamala Harris ain't gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. Well, you know what? Let me not say what people will or won't do. Let me stop saying that, because Lord knows I don't know what these people gonna do. But I don't believe that Kamala Harris is gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. Now, that's just my opinion. Executive order my damn student loan. Cajun, they have been forgiving student loans for now. That's the one thing that Biden has been consistent about. Why do you still have student loans? There is no reason in the world why you have not gotten at least a portion of your student loans forgiven. We have been talking about this now, Cajun. Cajun, stop it. You better get on top of that thing. You better go Google it and find them programs. There are a lot of things you can apply for. I don't know your individual situation, but baby, they forgiven so many student loans. They haven't forgiven yours either, Miss Pretty Amazing. You've applied for everything. Okay, well, let me shut up then. Let me just shut up then. He's setting it up for Kamala's campaign and to see if we can elect enough Dems to pass something in Congress. Okay. Yeah, go to the Department of Education's website and get the information, or Google student loan forgiveness. You said you've applied for everything. So I don't know. I just know so many people have been forgiven. I just thought that there were so many things out there. You have to pay for 10 years first, but there's some programs that have cut that, Vintage. Mine have been forgiven. Oh, okay. You haven't been paying yours long enough. Okay, Cajun. Well, I understand that. That's a different conversation. I got a portion of mine. I'm down to $5,000 and we paid off by the. Yeah, baby, $5,000. Yes, honey. Yes. When did you apply? We applied as soon as it was announced, and me and my mom both have been forgiven, and we were in 2 different careers. Okay. Let me see if I can get in touch with somebody that has more information than I do, because I don't proclaim to have all the answers, but I did apply under the PSFL or PLFSF, whatever it is. Public service loan forgiveness. That's the one I applied for. Nobody explains how to apply, and these scams folks be calling me. Jonathan, I thought you applied. I thought you did the public service loan one. You told me you did that. Yeah, you do have to be careful about scams. Now, you do have to be careful about scams. That's true. Yeah, Cajun, maybe you just there. Now, maybe you haven't been paying long enough. Yeah. You might be too young, boo. But I feel like there's going to be some reform, especially if another Dem gets in office. I feel like this is going to continue. So, some loans you have to be paying for 10. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think the public service loan forgiveness one, I'm almost certain you do have to be paying for 10 years. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Cajun said, I don't want to get us distracted. You work for a nonprofit, but you should definitely, yeah, you just haven't been doing it long enough. Yeah, go directly to the Department of Education website, you guys. Anybody that has a question, because there's more than just the public service loan forgiveness. They aren't the only ones. If you have a Parent Plus loan, they are forgiving that. Oh, they are? Oh, well, shoot, I need to let my cousin know that. Hold on, let me put that in my notes so I can call my cousin when I get off of here. Because I know she has Parent Plus loans. Let me let her know. Okay, 120 payments are required. And you don't even have to have made 120 payments. You just had, because I know for me, I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to say this and then we're going to move on. Hey, what's up, D-Boo? So I know for me, I didn't have to make 120 payments. I had to have, so like when I deferred my loan or when I did the deferment and it was the other thing you could do, deferment, and it's two different things. It's a deferment and then it's something else. Either way, as long as my loan did not go into default, which it didn't, my loan never went into default. It was late a lot, but it never went into default. As long as it never went to default, they said as long as it didn't go into default, you know, because I didn't make 120 payments. Child, I ain't never paid. Listen, that's another story for another day. Moving on, because we can get stuck in here. But please, y'all, I'll try to see if I can reach out to somebody who has more information than I do, because I don't want to tell y'all wrong. I just know for me, but I've had my loan for so long. For the people who haven't had it as long, it may be a different situation for y'all. They also keep changing the rules and whatnot. And Mohelia is having problems. Oh, Lord, I'm so glad I got it on the front end. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, it was, don't get forbearance. Thank you. Don't get me wrong now. It was a lot. Now, I had to jump through some hoops, but baby, them hoops was worth it. When I got on the other side of them hoops and I ain't had no student loan debt, child, that's why I'm scared to go back, because I want my doctorate, but I'm scared to go back in debt. Unless I can find me a program that's going to be for free. He doesn't really do student loans as much, but he may know somebody that does. My cousin, Tracy asked me about my cousin's credit class. I'll find out if he knows somebody that does. But I know he doesn't really get into a lot of the details, but I'll find out. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. Usher is coming out with a concert movie, much like Taylor Swift and Beyonce. Usher is going to have a concert movie. That is probably the closest I'm going to come to the Usher concert, but I'm not going to no movie to see a concert. That's just not my idea of a good time. I mean, I know a lot of people did it for for Renaissance, and the Swifties did it, and I'm sure that plenty of people are going to do it for Usher. But I'm personally that's not my thing. Abby said she saw enough of the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm good. Like, I wanted to go to the actual show, but that's way too much money. I just didn't have it. Like, everybody wanted, I mean, I get it. Everybody was touring this summer, but it would be different if the concert tickets were reasonable. The fact that these concert tickets are so fucking ridiculous, Like, you really had to pick and choose, unless you was out here selling, you know, plasma or something. You really had to pick and choose. Because I really wanted to see Missy, but I just did. Missy was like, literally, it was Janet announced her tour date, and like 2 weeks later, Usher announced his, and then like 2 weeks later, it was Missy Elliott. I was like, and then SWV and Escape. I was like, I listen. Between that, Turks and Caicos, and the cruise I'm going on, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Okay. So I don't know. Vintage said that's for public service forgiveness. Teacher loan forgiveness is different. What are you talking about, Vintage? I did the public service loan forgiveness as a teacher. That's what I did. maybe you're talking to somebody else. I don't know. But if the Vintage teachers fall under the public service loan, the public service loan forgiveness, PSLF. Teachers fall under that. You're eligible as a teacher. You're eligible as a nurse, a teacher, a social worker, all of that. What they'll tell you whether your job is eligible or not. There's a checklist, and teachers are absolutely eligible because that's what I did. I want to see Missy so bad, right? And I even went back and looked again. We looked at when we were at the Janet Jackson show. Matter of fact, literally while we were at the Janet Jackson show, we were looking at Usher tickets to see if the prices had dropped, and they hadn't. You were a nurse and they didn't forgive you. Damn, it's crazy. Well, I was told nurses are eligible. Maybe you. I don't know. I wonder why they have it separated on their website. I don't know, but I did it as a teacher. But I did do mine 2 years ago. So maybe they've changed stuff in the last 2 years. Right. They base it on your employer. Let me say this, and then when you go to the PSLF website, at least this is how it was when I did it, you have to put in the tax ID number of your job. And based on the tax ID number, they'll tell you whether you were eligible or not. And they go back for the last 10 years. So wherever you worked for the last 10 years, you have to put in the tax ID. You just go back to your W-2s. The tax ID numbers on your W-2s. So I had to pull out my taxes. But you go back into your W-2s, and it's in there. And when you put that in the website, they'll kick it back and tell you, yes, these jobs are eligible. And even if, for me, all of my jobs were eligible. But even if all of your jobs weren't eligible, they'll say, well, this percentage, they'll take a percentage. They may not do all of it, they'll take a percentage. Okay, so you qualify, you just haven't paid enough yet. Okay, Vintage. Got it. Okay. Can you appeal or reapply? I don't know. You could probably reapply, though. Hey, Ravine Boo, but I don't know. I'll try to get more information, you guys, because I would love to see everybody get out of debt, child, because let me tell you something. The way I was in my living room crying, when I read that letter, I read it and read it again. And I even sent that letter I screenshot it, sent it to my mama, and was like, can you read this and make sure it says what I think it says? Because baby, I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. Okay. I believe my issue may be because I'm currently in school for my doctorate. I don't know. But I want my doctorate. Y'all, after coming out of that kind of debt, and my job does tuition reimbursement. And so I said, maybe I'll look into that. Sad I missed the beginning. My job actually wanted me to do work today. I know, right? How dare they? How dare they, Ravine? All right, let's get into it because we're trying to get off of here by 12:45 so we can get over to the other channel so we can watch the Olympics. So we're trying to get off of here by 12:45. Okay. Roland Martin said that the National Association of Black Journalists, first of all, at their annual conference, you were headed to the Jill Scott concert when you read your email. Baby, the way I stood in this living room and cried. Yeah, I got the loan forgiveness 2 years ago. Thank God, I got mine 2 years ago. Anyway. Yeah. I would love to start calling you Dr. Loretta. I would love for y'all to stop calling me Dr. Really B too, but baby, it ain't in the cards right now. Maybe I could start making enough money on YouTube to pay that tuition because I just don't want to go on. I just can't put myself in that kind of debt again. And I know it wouldn't be as much debt as what I was already under because I had gotten my 2 master's degrees, but I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't wrap my brain around it. Like, I feel like God blessed me. He gave me an opportunity and I would be a fool to make the same mistake twice. That's just how I feel about it. And I'm not talking people. I'm not calling nobody a fool. If people went back to school after getting it, I'm saying for me, the type of debt that I was in. And I just thought I would never see that because me being a single person with no kids, the money they wanted me to, the amount they wanted me to pay back, I just couldn't. It was just, I just couldn't do it. What they wanted me to do, it was just not going to ever be possible. Ever is a strong word. It wasn't possible. They damn near wanted me to pay my mortgage and student loan. I said, if I could afford to pay my mortgage twice in 1 month, my house would be paid off, you know? Anyway, moving on. So the National Association of Black Journalists, first of all, for their annual conference, child, they invited Donald Trump to come and speak to them. Now, here's the thing. When we're talking about journalists, I understand that journalists have a different point of view or a different perspective than the rest of us, right? So journalists, they welcome those types of things. Like, I'm sure that those people, them black journalists are chomping at the bit to get Donald Trump in a one-on-one or get Donald Trump on a panel or to really come at Donald Trump with the hard-hitting questions. So I'm not even mad from the point of view of, okay, fine. They invited Donald Trump. But I am mad that he is like their marquee person. I feel like there were any plethora of people that they could have invited. Hey, what's up, LRGA Curves? Hey, boo. We're getting ready to talk about Stormy Steele in a few minutes. I know you've been on top of that, honey. I know you've been on top of that. I just feel like it's something that ain't sitting right with me about Donald Trump being the person on their poster. It just something don't sit right in my spirit with that. And I understand it's something that just ain't sitting right with me. Now, with as insult to injury, they said, well, Kamala Harris's camp hasn't gotten back to them yet. So I don't know all of the details because I didn't dig that deep, if I'm being honest. But let me just tell you what my first thought was. My first thought was, I feel like something in this is disingenuous because let's rewind the clock 2 weeks. I'm interested to know if 2 weeks ago y'all had reached out to her camp. Had y'all reached out to Kamala Harris prior to Biden announcing that he was stepping aside? Or is Kamala Harris an afterthought now that she is the presumptive Democratic nominee? Did y'all reach out to her at the beginning of July? Did y'all reach out to her in June? Because I know y'all been planning this conference all year because that's how organizations do. Organizations this large do not just start planning a month or 2 weeks. They didn't just say, oh, we're going to have our national conference and we're going to start planning it and it's going to be in 2 weeks. That's just not how this shit works. That's not how this works. Thank you. Thank you, boo. Juvia's Place with a little bit of lip gloss. It's Juvia's Place lipstick with a little bit of lip gloss on it. Y'all know I like gloss. So I'm just sitting here like something doesn't meet the smell test for me. Right. Did y'all invite Joe Biden? Because for you to say, well, we reached out to Kamala Harris, but she hasn't gotten back to us yet. I'm sorry, she's running the campaign now. I'm sorry, her life has gotten a whole lot busier in the last 2 weeks. And I'm sure her team is overwhelmed because I'm sure that they have had to go into overdrive as far as hiring new people, extending these resources. Hell, every night there's another call. There's another group. They got the Latino people tonight. They got the Caribbean people on Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Last night there was an organization call. Like there was a brunch on Sunday. I find it to be disingenuous that y'all would say, oh, well, we reached out to her and she hasn't responded yet. I guess she hasn't if y'all reached out to her last week. I mean, Now, if y'all say, if I find out, well, they reached out to her back in June and her team never responded, well, then that's another conversation. And I'm going to tell you another reason why I find things disingenuous, because I find that is the excuse that people use when they don't get the answer they want. People use that when they don't get the answer they want. Remember, that's what Ice Cube said. Oh, well, I met with Trump's team because Biden's team never got back to me. And then come to find out, Biden's team did get back to him, but Biden's team did not. He wanted to do one thing, and Biden's team was like, well, we don't have time for that, but we can do A, B, and C. I don't remember all the details, and I don't want to lie on my ex-husband. But I'm just saying, I find that people say, oh, well, they didn't get back to me, or they wouldn't meet with me as a red herring for what really went down. So when I hear them say, oh, well, Kamala Harris's team didn't get back to us, I feel like maybe they did a counter offer, like, well, we can't be your keynote speaker, but we can come through. Because she's busy. Now, to add insult to injury, Roland Martin said he wasn't invited. He said that the National Association of Black Journalists did not invite him. He said not only was he not invited, but they didn't invite any other Black men to be, to speak. I was like, that's interesting. So what you trying to say, Roland? Are you trying to say that this organization is being overrun by Black women and they are icing out the men? Is that what you're saying? I feel like that's what he's saying. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Brown Mama, I'm telling you, I find this whole story to be interesting, and I'm going to keep it up because Roland Martin is going to talk about it. If ain't nobody else going to talk about it, Roland Martin going to talk about it. So I look forward to Roland Martin covering it down to his YouTube channel because Roland Martin going to talk about it. Y'all know that. Why do these men have such a problem with women in positions of power? Grow the F up. I don't think that he has a problem with women in positions of power. I think what he's saying is none of the men were actually invited. So I do feel like there should be a balance. I don't have a problem with, well, you know, I ain't got no problem with that. But I do feel like there should be a balance. If this is a co-organization where men and women are there, then I think men and women should be represented. That's my opinion. But again, I'll be looking forward to hear Roland Martin break it down because I'm sure that somebody's going to say that that's not true. Roland Martin, we did invite this man, that man, that man. And who's to say Roland Martin can be a very polarizer person? He might have pissed some people off. Maybe he wasn't invited. Maybe just he was, because maybe he didn't piss some people off. You see what I'm saying? So it may be more to this story. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Maybe a little bit bloop, 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 but more to this story. All right, but I had to bring that to y'all. All right, now let's get into the reality TV bull hockey. Let me put a star next to that. We'll come back to that. Let's get into this reality TV bull hockey so we can get out of here. Okay. People need to get Harris in office. I do not want that for our forefather for us to revert because Trump wants to make the U.S. a dictatorship. Child, he told y'all. How does the Black Journalist of the Year, April Ryan, not get? April Ryan didn't get invited either? Hold on. Let me scroll up. Jamil Hill, April Ryan will talk about it as well. Wait a minute. April Ryan didn't get invited? Now. April Ryan didn't get invited. Huh. So let me tell y'all what I think. See, I done changed my whole opinion now. Y'all know what I think is going on down to the National Association of Black Journalists? They got some internal issues. That's what I believe. Hold on, let me go to her IG. I believe now, now what I'm thinking is they got some internal issues. They got some internal issues, and this is something, it's now spilling over publicly, but I bet you they've had some internal issues. That's what it sounds like to me. Let me go over to April Ryan Instagram. That's what it sounds like to me now. This is bigger than this conference. They got some internal issues. And now I'm starting to question who is in leadership over there. Maybe this Donald Trump thing wasn't an accident or wasn't a happenstance. Now I'm starting to wonder who's in charge down to the National Association of Black Journalists. See, I ain't got time to do a deep dive, but that's what it feels like I need to do. Hold on, April Ryan. Let's look at April Ryan. Do I follow April Ryan on Instagram? I really need to clean up my Instagram because I follow people that I be trying to figure out why do I follow you, and then there's people that I be like, I don't follow you. I need to clean up my Instagram. Okay, let's see what she has said. Let's see. From 2017, National Association of Black Journalists, Journalist of the Year. The reports of attacks on Black women White House correspondents by the then President of the United States are not myth or conjecture, but fact. To have a presumed orchestrated session with the former president in an effort to what this organization is an affront. Lord, I'm sorry. Is an affront to what this organization stands for and a slap in the face to the Black women journalists of the year who had to protect themselves from the wrath of this Republican presidential nominee who is promoting an authoritarian agenda that plans to destroy this nation and her democracy with his Project 2025. I object to this NABJ session with Donald Trump in Chicago. Well, it don't say she's not invited. It just says she ain't going. Ernest Owens said that they kicked him out because they were questioning, he was questioning their decisions. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, that's what this sounds like to me. This, yeah. Yeah, that's what this sounds like to me. Sounds like they got some serious problems going on over there. Yeah, that's what this sounds like. Yeah. Sounds like an internal leadership issue that's now starting to spill over because we're starting to get the information. Sounds like this has been going on for a minute. And based on what she just said, that's how I feel about it too. I was trying to be a little politically correct about it, but that's how I feel about it too. I don't understand why any Black organization would invite Donald Trump to have an audience anywhere. That's how I feel about it. But anyway, you send me a DM. Okay, hold on, Symmetry, y'all. I didn't know we was going to spend this much time, but we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. Thank you, boo. Hold on. Let me look at my DMs. Let me look at my DMs. It goes down in the DMs. It goes down in the DMs. Okay, hold on. Let me see what this says. National Association of Black Journalists is receiving tons of backlash after announcing that Donald Trump will be in Chicago on Wednesday to attend their annual convention. The press release went out Monday night. Trump will participate in a conversation with journalists at the convention and engage in a Q&A with political journalists. Moderators at the event will include ABC correspondent Rachel Scott, Fox News Harris Faulkner, who appears to be fond of Trump, and Senator political reporter Kadia Goba. Black journalists nationwide have taken to social media to express their disappointment in the organization. One of those journalists was April D. Ryan, who won NABJ's Journalist of the Year in 2017. On a post on X, she wrote, I just read that. Some argue that perhaps the journalist will hold Trump's feet to the fire and challenge him on the racist rhetoric, but that's a tiger never changes its stripes. They believe Trump will use this as an opportunity to address his people by using a black platform to do it. Yeah. Well, sorry, y'all. Okay. Sorry, somebody sent me something else in my inbox. Okay. See slide 4. Oh, Lord. Hold on, y'all. My bad. I just saw that. Sorry, Symmetry. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay, slide. You said slide 4. See slide 3 and slide 4. Okay, I think this is slide 3. You do not have to invite someone with the well-documented decade. Okay, slide 3. I just read slide 3. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I just read all of that. Okay. I looked at all the slides, Symmetry. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Okay. All right. No problem. No problem. All right. Let's get into. Give me a second. Let's get into the mess. Let's get into this reality TV mess now, child. It's a lot going on in this reality TV world, child. It's a lot going on. All right. I'm drinking my breakfast in my, well, I said it's going to be my lunch, but I'm hungry. Anybody want to buy me lunch while we do this watch along for the Olympics? Since I can't go nowhere, y'all got me stuck to the TV for the next 3 hours. Nobody want to buy me lunch? Okay. Anyway. So, an update on this scrappy, chaotic situation. Now, I don't, like I said, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop anymore. I don't review Love and Hip Hop anymore. But I have been watching this little. Why y'all let me misspell the man name? Child, me and these titles. I don't know what my fingers have been doing lately. This is the second title in a row. I done misspelled something. It's chaotic, not poetic. Lord. Anyway, I'll fix it. Lord, I'll fix it. But I feel like so here's what happened. Y'all know that Chaotic and Scrappy have been going at it. Now, I told y'all I thought it was a storyline. I wasn't sure if it was real or fake. You know, it's just very interesting that these things pop up when the show starts, right? We know that Love and Hip Hop started back up last week. So, according to what we figured out, Chaotic said that Scrappy is mad at him because basically Chaotic separated himself from Scrappy. They had a YouTube channel together. He said he took Scrappy off of the YouTube channel because Scrappy didn't want to work. Scrappy didn't want to do the bits. He didn't want to do the, he didn't want to do the content basically. And Chaotic is doing more of a he's doing more of like bits. Like his channel is a lot of skits and stuff like that, right? A lot of it is like stuff you can't take seriously, right? They also did a reality, like a dating show down to one of these streaming sites that don't nobody watch, right? I was tired last night, Sharice. So with that being said, I heard Chaotic side of the story and I heard Scrappy side of the story. Chaotic, I'm going to always go with the side that makes sense. Chaotic side of the story just made more sense to me. Even if it was, in the beginning, I wasn't sure if it was a real storyline or a fake storyline, but Chaotic's version of the story made more sense. Listen, you ain't want to work. I was trying to grind. That's what it was, right? You didn't want to work. I was trying to grind. Thank you, Raven. Thank you for the cash app, boo. I'm gonna order me something. I don't know. I gotta order me some DoorDash because I don't really have nothing in here to eat. At least not nothing I want, and I don't feel like cooking nothing. So Phaotic was like, listen, I put Scrappy on everything I had. When people call me for bookings, I always loop Scrappy in, or at least try to get Scrappy on with the content, with everything. He said I was the one that got the reality show, the dating show. He said that was me. You know, the YouTube channel, me. And when I realized that he didn't want to work as hard as I was trying to work, I had to distance myself. He said, but I was never ending our friendship. I was just distancing the business side of it. He said, I never had none of this came up until filming. Now, all of a sudden, Scrappy wants to use it as his storyline, right? Now he wants to use it as his storyline. And that's that's what it is. So oh, so sorry, y'all. So sorry. So we saw where that, well, I didn't watch it, but they saw where there was some altercation, but it was during filming. And Phaotic was like, that's just lame. Now, I talked to y'all the other day about Scrappy's response because I didn't really care about the storyline because, like I said, I wasn't sure if the storyline was even real. But my problem with the storyline was I had an issue with the way that Scrappy chose to respond because I feel like he went down a very homophobic path. And I didn't appreciate that because I was like, you know, why are you attacking this man's sexuality? Why does he have to be gay? And why does gay have to be a read? Let's just assume for a minute, let's just say next week Phaotic does say, you know what? I am a gay man or I am a bisexual man. Why is that a read? Like, I really want us to get away from that being a read. Calling somebody gay should not be an insult, and it should not be okay to be used as an insult. So my issue was more that Scrappy went down that road with Phaotic than the fact that him and Phaotic were arguing. Because honestly, I don't care about them arguing, and I didn't think it was real. You know what I mean? So I believe him and Scrappy have always been the issue. I believe Scrappy has always been the issue because now he's cool with Bambi, so he must be at odds with Erica. He can never be cool with both at the same time. Well, I don't think him and Bambi are cool. I think him and Bambi are working together. To be honest with you, I mean, I saw that video. I know what you're talking about. I don't think they cool because you saw what Bambi said. Bambi said, this ain't co-parenting, this is co-working. She said that. She said, this ain't co-parenting, this is co-working. Like, she was like, we are stuck in London. And they told them they couldn't leave the hotel. Because she said that. She said, Scrappy's like, well, he said, the cameras ain't rolling. We ain't at work. She said, I can't leave this hotel room. If I leave the hotel room, I'm going to get fired. Then I consider this work. This is work. If I can't leave the hotel room, we working. So I feel like, but I do agree that I feel like Scrappy uses women. And when he has no more use for the women, then he moves on to the next woman. Now, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. So yeah, Scrappy, the amount of gay people your mama be around, you shouldn't be homophobic. But see, that's the thing. Think about Kim Burrell. She had no problem with gay men doing her hair and doing her makeup and styling her, but they was gonna all go to hell. Interesting. I hate that we as Black people so often use sexual orientation as a read or even a concern. It's such an ignorance to bring that to. I agree. And that was my issue. Y'all know when I talked about it last week, that was the point of view I came from. Well, Hypnotic dropped a diss track, which pretty much explained what it was. And he did like a little 10-minute video where he said, listen, I'm not who I used to be because he said, and I thank God for growth. Because if I was the man I used to be, he said, me and Scrap we'd already got into it, right? He was like, I've changed my life for the better, and I'm not going to allow nobody to put me back in that space. He said, you know, I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke anymore. I'm sober. He said, I found God. And I'm just trying to live better. I'm trying to hustle. I'm trying to make money the right way. He said, I was a very toxic person and I don't want to go back down that road. And he was basically like, I'm so proud of myself for how I'm handling this, because Scrappy has come at me and he has come after my character. He has come after me physically, and I have maintained. And I was like, you know what? I can respect that too. He said he was in London. Now, I didn't know that he was in London filming for Love and Hip Hop. I thought maybe he was doing a concert or whatever. I didn't know why he was in London. So the next day, he posted a video saying, why, you know, I was only in London for one day. Here's why I'm leaving. And I was like, well, damn. So that video wasn't that long either. Again, it was only like a 10-minute video on his YouTube channel. And I think it's called Chaotic TV or something like that. Chaotic YouTube TV or something like that. But you can find his YouTube channel. You just type in Chaotic. I'm sure it'll pop up. Or Chaotic Love and Hip Hop. It'll pop up. He said that the production made him and Scrappy have a sit down. He said when they got to London, production wanted him and Scrappy to do a sit down. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense that him and Scrappy would do a sit down. It's all over social media. That's what the production is supposed to do, right? So Chaotic said he agreed to the sit down. He said while they were having a sit down, Scrappy tried to fight him again. He said it was at that time, he said that's when he left. Now, he said he chose to leave. And what he said was, he said, and again, I tend to believe him because he said, listen, I appreciate Love and Hip Hop. I appreciate the opportunity they gave me. I appreciate the platform. He said, but I don't want to do this anymore. He said, I'm not going to constantly put myself in this space like this before. Right? I'm not going to constantly put myself in this space, you know, where I got people attacking me and it's going to make me be the person I don't want to be. And so he said, I quit. I left Love and Hip Hop. Now, they may have gave him an ultimatum and he chose the ultimatum. Like production may have said, if you leave, you're fired. Right? They may have said that if you leave, you're fired. And he chose to leave. But either way, that was still him making a decision to quit. Because if somebody say, hey, if you walk out that door, you're fired. Well, technically, I'm quitting because I'm walking out the door. And I think that's what it was. I think that's what happened. I think production said, listen, you can't leave. I think he said he was ready to leave. And production told him, you can't leave. If you leave, you're fired. And I think he chose to get on that plane. And that's what he said. You know, he said, look, I'm flying back by myself. He said, I was with friends when I came. I'm going back by myself. He said, but that's okay. I've been by myself before and I'll be okay. He said, you know, I want y'all. He said, I'm starting to really get on my music. I'm going to get focused back on my music and I'm just going to hustle. He said, and he didn't say anything bad about production. He didn't say anything bad about the show. And he was even still being very careful in what he said. He said, I just want to be careful. I got to be careful in what I'm saying. Now, Erica may not be pregnant, but I did hear a rumor. Because remember, when Chaotic was going off on Scrappy, he said Scrappy got 5 kids. Y'all remember that? Because somebody put that in my chat. Scrappy said, Chaotic was like, you got 5 kids. Now, we know he got Imani, which is the oldest. And we know he's got the 3 kids with Bambi. Well, I can count, and that's only 4. And I was thinking, was he so mad that he was just like, was that a Freudian slip? Well, come to find out, rumor is that one of the women from that reality, that dating show, rumor has it that one of them women is pregnant. And it's Scrappy's. Now, that's the rumor. Y'all, I'm juicing. Did I tell y'all this? My sister made these juices for me. Still kind of frozen. My sister made these juices for me, y'all. So this is my breakfast, child. This one was mango spinach. It had other stuff in it, and this one is mango blueberry. I don't like the berries as much. Yeah, and Diamond is pregnant also, but I don't think that's Scrappy's. Child, since Santana pregnant too, I just thought I would throw that in there because I don't think I care. But all right, so that's the Love and Hip Hop tea. Andy confirmed on yesterday that there will be a reboot of Real Housewives of New Jersey. He said with a bunch of new faces. Now, I don't know which new faces those are going to be, but he said there will be a full reboot and there will be a bunch of new faces. So, number one, what that means is we ain't going to get the Real Housewives of New Jersey for a minute. So just don't even just go on and hold your, just for Real Housewives of New Jersey fans, just go on and hold your mule because it's going to probably be a good year and a half. Okay. It's probably going to be a good year and a half. Okay. That's number one. Number two, it'll be interesting to see who stays and who goes because we know that Teresa Giudice is the marquee. She is the anchor. She is the OG, and she makes a lot of money for Bravo. However, if you guys have been following what's been going on this season with New Jersey, Teresa has put Bravo in a really bad situation with leaking information to bloggers and being very unethical, and I'm sure violating her contract. I'm sure that there are things in the contract that they can and cannot do, which is why she was doing it in secret. So, yes, Teresa is a moneymaker. Yes, Teresa is is the anchor, but Teresa has also violated her contract. And she has created a very bad situation for Bravo. Child, all of them toxic, but yeah. You know? Also, we found out now, we know Jennifer Aiden ass ain't coming back because Jennifer Aiden was actually leaking the advanced screenings to other bloggers. Now, for people who are like on the Bravo list, people like the Up and Adams of the world, probably the Kempire. Well, no, I don't know because Kempire said Andy got him blocked, so maybe not Kempire, child. But the Up and Adams of the world, they have access to pre-screeners. That is why they are able to get their reviews out and their content out as fast as they are because they get to see the shows before we do. Now, one day, maybe I'll be on that list, okay? But as of right now, I ain't on that list. I got to watch it with everybody else and get my stuff out as fast as I can with everybody else. But because Jennifer Aiden was actually leaking those screeners to other bloggers who were not supposed to have them, and they were putting content out ahead of time, right? Bravo has now changed that whole process and changed how people access those screeners, right? They've even changed that whole process. I know that Carlos has stopped, right, B. Scott and stuff, yeah. I know Carlos King is not giving out pre-screeners to Family of Business. I mean, Family... What's it, Family Business? That's the new show that I'm reviewing. I know they're not getting advanced copies of the show. So, you know, Teresa and her crony have changed things. So it will be interesting to see what that looks like. But Andy has announced that there will be a reboot of New Jersey. But it was time. I mean, it really was time. I mean, whether you like the people on New Jersey or you don't like them, maybe a lot of them have been there for a long time. And it was time for some new blood. I mean, at this point, thank you, Family Empire Houston. Thank you. At this point, there's only but so much they can do. They just keep fighting with each other. Somebody said, you want my sister's recipe. She used that book, The 15-Day Cleanse. I gave her my book, I think it's like the 15-day smoothie or 10-day smoothie challenge or something. I forgot what it's called, the 10-day smoothie. But she used that book. As long as that sister-in-law and Margaret go, I will start back watching. Oh, so you don't like Melissa. And that's the thing. People are either Team Melissa or Team Teresa. I think both of them have done their fair share. I don't think either one of them are innocent. So I'm not Team nobody. I'm Team Dolores. I'm Team Dolores, child. All right. Your daughter juices for you? Yeah, honey. These are really like more smoothies than juices, but it's the same concept. It's got I keep shaking it because it's still got a thick old, I had this in the freezer. It's still got a thick old piece of frozen in the middle. I think they both done their fair share. I think Melissa's has been more reactionary. But she's done her dirt. But I will say this. I think Melissa blew. I believe Teresa when she said she didn't know they were coming on the show. I believe that. And from that point forward, it set the standard. I really believe, I don't believe a lot that Teresa say, but I believe that. I believe that. I believe that Teresa did not know they were coming on the show. Because Carlos even confirmed that, and Carlos was a producer at the time, and Carlos even confirmed that Teresa did not know they were coming on the show. So I do think they drew first blood as far as the show was concerned, but clearly there were already problems. That's it right there. Thank you, Mia. JJ Smith's 10-day green smoothie cleanse. That's it. That's where she got the recipes from. Thank you. That's it right there. That's it right there. Thank you, boo. All right. Let's talk about Stormy Steele, and then we're going to talk about the story of the day yesterday, child. We're going to talk about Stormy Steele, and then we're going to talk about the story of the day. I was on Teresa's side with that, but that was over 10 years ago. She never moved on from that. Right, Demille. And that's part of to me Teresa's problem, and that's part of the problem on this show. Teresa can't move on from stuff. She can't let stuff go. And even when she says she's letting it go, she doesn't. And that is part of the problem. And that's why this show can't move forward, because anybody knows on reality shows, you have to figure out a way to move forward. And if you can't figure out a way to, that's what's happening with Potomac. If you can't figure out a way to move, that's why Robin had to go. That's why Robin had to go. Because we can't constantly, and then people crack me up when they saw the pictures of Giselle and Wendy being cool. And I'm like, either y'all, we can't have it both ways. Oh, Wendy's fake. So now Wendy's fake. But all last season, people were complaining. They need to move forward. This is getting old. Why can't they talk? Why can't they work it out? I need y'all to choose a side. Either y'all want these women to be able to work through their issues and move forward, or you don't. Because at the end of the day, that is the formula for reality TV, whether you like it or not. That is the formula. They have these lavish events. They're supposed to sell their products. They're supposed to have conflicts. The problem is the conflicts they used to have were stupid, small shit that people could easily get over. Now, because everybody wants to up the bar, they keep doing more stuff, bigger stuff, and worse stuff to each other. So it's harder for us to wrap our brain around people getting over it. And that's why I told you guys, that's why I liked the reboot of New York, because they were back to arguing over dumb shit, right? They spent 3 episodes arguing over a charcuterie board. Like, they literally spent 3 episodes arguing over somebody saying, oh, you don't like cheese? I like cheese. You insulted my charcuterie board. Like, at first I was like, are we arguing over cheese? But then I had to wrap my brain around it and be like, you know what? I'm glad that we're arguing over cheese. Because I'm tired of arguing over who people, is that child really your husband's child? And you had a DUI and you like, I'm like, can we get back to arguing over dumb shit? But I think that's where the audience has become disconnected, because we as the audience can't wrap our brain around moving past some of the shit that people have done to each other. And that's the biggest problem. For me, at least. Right? So we look at a Wendy and we look at a Giselle and we're like, well, like last season when you really brought up something that could have Wendy, like that really could, that is so serious and it is so tribal that first of all, none of us even understand. And I say us because us as Americans, we don't even understand it because we don't understand the culture enough to understand how serious it is, right? But to make that a storyline, even after Wendy and Nneka also knew better on how deep it is. But that was a whole fucking storyline. Right? So, yeah. That love in New York argument made me buy a charcuterie board. Right. But and the thing is, like, I'm fine with us arguing over, whether Jenna Lyons left too early. They were in the Hamptons and Jenna was like, oh, well, I'm going to go home to my house in the Hamptons because, you know, I'm awkward and I'm socially awkward and I've never been to a sleepover before and I don't know how to act at a sleepover. So rather than deal with that, I'm going to go home. Like I can deal with that. I can deal with us making fun of Sai for bringing her own toilet paper. Like, can we get back to arguing over the dumb shit? I love Jenna. Jenna is my spirit animal. I love her. So yeah. So anyway, but it's funny that Giselle convinced Robin to not be friends with Wendy, but turns around and befriends Wendy herself. Well, that's on Robin dumbass. But anyway, if Robin had more of her own mind, she might still have a job. But anyway. Off topic, but I'm glad to see Simone is not limping and ready to go. Oh, okay. Well, listen, don't hold me, the brown mama. We're gonna get over there in a minute. I'm trying to get through this. I'm on the last story. That was I got two more stories. We got Stormy Steele, and then we got the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're gonna be over there at 11:45. I mean at 12:45. I mean, y'all feel free to go ahead. I ain't trying to hold y'all up, but we're gonna go over there at 12:45. We're gonna go over there at 12:45. Okay. Matter of fact, let me put it on my TV now so I can see what's going on. They're tumbling. Oh, man, I'm missing it. We missing it. Because I like the floor. Are they practicing or they doing the... Okay, they warming up. All right, y'all, let's have them get through this story. Hold on, because they warming up. As a New Yorker, I love the new cast. We got to see neighborhoods that were never shown on the OG cast. Yes! Okay, they just warm. I figured that. That's why I said 12:45. All right, let me hurry up, y'all. So Stormy Steele, late last night, my showrunner Tracy slid me this information. Stormy Steele from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Come to find out. Now, a lot of stuff has been written about Stormy Steele and her businesses. Canvas Beauty. Now, we know that she broke records over on the Tiki-Taki for selling over 1 million units in one day and all these things down to the Tiki-Taki. But her, I guess, former business partner now, he posted down to the social media. Now, I'm going to read it to y'all. And y'all tell me what y'all think, honey. Hey, everyone. This is a statement from Kyle Ivanko. Hey, everyone. Hope all is well. It's kind of lengthy, so give me a second. I wanted to take a few moments to share something that has been on my mind. I'm heartbroken to share the news that I am no longer working with Stormy Steele as a Canvas Beauty Chief Operations Officer. Stormy sent me a termination notice on Friday, July the 26th, stating I was terminated as of Monday, July the 22nd. Huh? How you gonna give somebody a post-dated termination letter? Let me explain. Or skip ahead. Oh, it says or skip ahead to the next. Anyway. Over the last 18 months, I've been working with Stormy Steele, founder and CEO of Canvas Beauty, on rebuilding the legacy of the company. When we started working together, we began marketing body glaze to the world, marketing the start of a roller coaster ride of business with many ups and many downs. The challenges were extremely difficult. Turn around a business in debt that was losing money monthly and that had hundreds of unfulfilled orders from 2+ months back. Now, that was already out there. People were saying they weren't getting their orders. We know, Kevin. Thank you, boo. We know. We're about to go over to the other channel in about 30 minutes. Well, about 25 minutes. When I was first onboarded to work in advertising, we get customers complaining in the ads comments pretty much immediately. I quickly saw that more than marketing help was needed for a full recovery. I rolled up my sleeves and personally sent hundreds, if not thousands of emails to customers apologizing for the mistakes of the past, predating my time and helping to right every wrong with limited budget and limited resources. But there was a part of the challenge that I loved. I loved helping customers get what they deserved. I loved having a part in making things right. I spent hours laying on my couch at night writing customized apology emails. And even though I had been happy working on my own marketing business, I co-founded. Okay, he's in. I felt the call of the wild to go dive in, head first into what would become the most challenging and rewarding project of my life. Toward the end of April of 2023, Stormy and I agreed for me to come on board as a true partner. joining her right hand as a right hand with an agreement to split equity and profits. We both saw the potential in one another, and after seeing some initial traction, saw we were a dream team that was so powerful combined. When I was, oh no, let me go to the next slide. Even though I quickly helped the business as a whole turn profitable within a few months, the lifestyle creep of the CEO would, wait a minute, the lifestyle creep of the CEO would deplete the accounts. And just about every month that followed was a gut punch after gut punch. New lawsuits from the past would pop up. Debtors would circle back, and even got to a point where our website was shut down from unpaid bills. Ooh. Hey, Markel Boo. Holding out hope and seeing the vision for success so clearly on my head, I forewent my monthly retainer and lent Stormy and the business somewhere between $30,000 to $40,000. I refused to give up so much effort. And after more ups and more downs, around September 2023, we finally struck big. We landed on expanding into the TikTok shop, and after some initial roadblocks, we quickly became the top-selling beauty product on the platform. As the holiday season rolled around, we really moved the mountains to keep up with demand. Our $10,000 sale days turned into $100,000 sale days. We were on cloud nine, and I left every day that it was a dream I could wake up from at any time. Even though I was doing the job of 5 people, the kid inside of me was beaming with pride and becoming an executive at a beauty company, and arguably the fastest growing one in the world. The holiday season was good to us, and we ended that year with $475,000 sales day. We were beyond over the moon. Damn, $500,000, almost $500,000 in one day? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me pause. Hold on, y'all. Let me see Jordan's vote. Let me see. I love Jordan, y'all. Good job, Jordan. Good job. Uh-oh. She almost twisted a little bit at the end. All right. Good job. Okay. But through the hard work, we ended. Okay. Oh, as the months of 2024 progressed, the stakes became higher and higher. And the workload, of course, too. Having held on to much of the work I accumulated when funds were tight, I was doing the work of customer service, graphic and label designs, marketing, inventory and supply chain management, human resources, payroll, finances, product management, business development, and vendor relations, including with our favorite partners at TikTok. But through all the hard work, we ended March with nearly $5 million in sales, quite literally about 25% from the prior year. We were on top of the world. TikTok lives became more stakes too. We broke records with TikTok becoming the first brand to sell 400,000 units in a single live stream. And then in June, becoming the first brand and the first creator to sell over 1 million in a single live. We did another live earlier this month in July of 2024, selling over $1.1 million worth of canvas products in a single day. In just under a year on TikTok, we've sold over $20 million worth of product. The numbers and the story were simply unbelievable. No, y'all can talk in the chat. It's on. I know y'all watching it. It's cool. It's cool. I didn't see the score. Was that good? Was it good or bad, Quake? Was it a good score or bad score? I didn't see it. I followed Stormy and the team back to Alabama after the most recent live to help pack and fulfill orders. Fulfilling $1 million worth of product from a single day is no joke, let alone all the other accumulated orders that came rolling in after. During this trip, Stormy and I had some business disagreements, but nothing out of the ordinary, and certainly nothing extreme, especially for 2 executives of the fastest growing beauty company. We hugged it out after every disagreement and continually referenced our yin-yang mantra, a reminder that you're different but perfectly complementary for one another. I left to go home in California on Tuesday, July the 16th. After a few days working back at home, the relationship was business as usual until Thursday, July the 18th. Stormy had talked to me about wanting to get a business valuation, a 409A. I agreed, of course, wanting to know how much value we've created in the last year. I reminded Stormy about the importance of keeping books clean and was immediately met with rage. Like the switch flipped. She said like the switch flipped, rage that I hadn't been reminding her to do certain things like she said she would. Rage that I hadn't hired a CFO. Rage that I was pushing back on some personnel hiring decisions Stormy was suggesting. Y'all, I'm trying to read it the way he wrote it. Okay. Y'all know how I feel about. Okay, wait a minute. Let me look at. Okay. She immediately asked for a full list of everything I do, and in the same breath accused me of intentionally doing so much to try to make myself irreplaceable and in such an effort to hurt the business. I was dumbfounded at the accusations, obliged to providing the list of duties, of course, because as I always would follow the directions of my CEO and business partner, I also included every one of my contacts, vendors, and everyone that would be helpful should I, God forbid, be hit by a bus. Okay. Quick question. Do you talk about the Olympics opening? No, I don't. Because I didn't really watch it. I denied this several times, saying over and over I wasn't quitting and I was not resigning. But Stormy replied with so much hurtful things, including that out of all the people she has ever worked with, including those that stole from her, that I was the worst of them all. This stung. She told me we're done over and over and to talk to my lawyer. She said bye and hung up. She called me back about an hour later. I asked to record the conversation, and the conclusion of the call was that we would cool off, enjoy the weekend to come, and talk again on Sunday. She kept insisting that I tell her what my handoff plan would be, but I was explaining my head was still spinning at the idea of leaving the company. I had dedicated my life for over the past year and a half. Hold on, let me see her vote. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, good lane. Okay, good vote. Good vote. On Sunday, when Stormy reached out about time to talk on the phone, I told her my head was still spinning. Okay, I just read that. I'm sorry. I said I'll be taking a leave of absence starting Monday, July the 22nd. Having never taken a true day off in the last 18 months since we started working together. I reaffirmed my belief in her and that my wish for the success of the company, regardless of if she chose to have me back. She said she'd reach out later in the week. On Tuesday, July the 23rd, her lawyer reached out to me asking for a phone call to discuss Stormy and I parting ways, which was news to me. After explaining the situation of the last few days, how that officially parting ways was news to me, and how I didn't feel comfortable talking to her legal team without representation of my own. I didn't hear anything from them until Friday, July the 26th. When Friday rolled around at the end of the day, around 5 p.m. my time, I received an email from Stormy indicating that I had been terminated as of Monday, July the 22nd. On the day that I had taken my leave of absence, in the same email, Stormy included a separation agreement that meant I'd sign away any claims that I had for my share of unpaid profits, which is 7 figures, and any claims I have for ownership or equity and my ability to speak openly about my experience working with Stormy and Canvas. Additionally, there was a portion of that agreement saying I could not work in the beauty product industry for 24 months. Damn. So you want this man, so you want to fire him, and you want that man to sign over any profits that's owed to him. And you want him to sign an NDA and a non-compete. Are y'all crazy? All in exchange for 1 month's pay. But were you on a salary? I didn't think you were on salary. Interesting. Okay. We almost done, y'all. We almost done. Of course, I didn't sign. At this point in time, I'm heartbroken to have been ousted by the person I've just short of dedicated my life to over the last year and a half. After all of the sleepless nights, all of the collaboration, all of the work, efforts, and strategy that has gone into creating one of the most successful beauty brands of all time, to be pushed out over something so minute shortly after discussing that the company could possibly be worth 9 figures. It's so bizarre to me. Someone who I would have arguably called my best friend. Now you're going too far. That ain't your best friend, child. Someone who openly shared every detail of her life with me. Someone who called, well, maybe so, child. Someone who called me an uncle to her son. Someone who asked me for my advice on family matters and who I talked to several times a day, just about every single day over the last 18 months, to push me out over something so minor. I'm so sad to share that I have retained legal counsel, and while I hope for an amicable resolution, I will utilize every legal avenue available to me. All that I'm asking for is what was promised to me, because I strongly feel she put it in her own words the night of the Valentine's Day gala, when I really did turn everything around. And then he posted a screenshot where she gives him credit. She said she almost lost her company, but if it wasn't for him helping her turn everything around. Let me say this. I don't know what's in writing and what's not in writing. I don't know what's in writing, what's not in writing. Okay, wait a minute. Simone about to do her vote, y'all. I don't know what's in writing and what's not in writing. But if he has it in writing that they were business partners and he had equity in the company, baby, she in trouble. And she about to lose a lot more. Because, hold on, y'all. Let me see her vote. Let's see what Simone does. All right, she took a little hop, but she got it. She got it. All right. Good job, Simone. You see her mom, her dad, and her husband in the stands. You know her husband got permission from training camp to be able to go to the Olympics to see her. You know, he plays for the Green Bay Packers. Okay. She's so little. Oh, she's so little. Anyway, and I didn't realize she's almost 30. She's 29 years old. Bears, my bad. I thought he must have got traded because he played for the Green Bay Packers last year. He must have got traded. Okay. What was the reason for firing? It sounds like she realized that her company is worth a lot of money and she's trying to push him out. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like she's trying to push him out before they get that evaluation of the worth of that company. That's what it sounds like to me. She did say it on that episode, Powerful. That's what he said. He said the night of the gala. So it's in writing. I mean, it's memorialized on the TV show. I do too. I love their relationship. Simone is 27. I thought they said she was 29, but I still didn't know she was that old. Thank you, Kevin. I thought they said she was 29. All right. All right. Stormy does business like hood people. They can't estimate 1 month based on the salary. Right. Okay. So that's what happened with Stormy. I'm sure that the Love and Hip Hop content creators will be have already been. I've already gotten. I know Empress Radio already did a video, and I'm sure there'll be a million more. But Stormy, this ain't looking good, girl. It does sound like you trying to push that man out. It does sound like you trying to push that man out. If y'all are getting ready to evaluate how much the company is worth, it sounds like you're trying to push that man out before you get a true evaluation, so you don't have to share it with him. That's what it sounds like to me, honey. You might be in trouble because it sounds like this is a fight you don't want. Because that man said he will push this to the fullest extent of the law. And I believe him. I believe he's going to push this until he can't push it no more. Okay? He's going to push this till he can't push it no more. All right. Right, and that explains why she's moving to Los Angeles. All right, you guys. So last but not least was the story that took all of reality TV by storm yesterday. Phaedra Parks announced that she is officially returning yeah, she's old in gymnastics years. That's why I didn't know she was that old. Is officially returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 16. So first of all, I told y'all that. I said, if Phaedra comes back, it won't be until Married to Medicine is over. Married to Medicine concluded filming last week or the week before last. She was contractually obligated to Married to Medicine at least until the end of filming. Now, I didn't think it would be this soon. I did say that I thought that she would be obligated to actually do the promo and all of that for this season of Married to Medicine, but I guess not. And it is within the same network, so I'm sure she was able to negotiate some things. It is a different production company, but it is within the same network. Isn't it a different? Yeah, it's a different production company. Am I surprised to see Portia back? No. Especially not with everything. And I will say this. Had the season been going along fine, had they been filming fine, do I think that's not why Candy left. But do I think that they would have been in such a rush to bring Phaedra back? No, I don't. I think she might have come back for season 17, but I think everything that's going on with Portia and her marriage falling apart, everything that happened with Kenya having to be fired, I do think they were desperate, and I do think they felt like they needed to make a splash, and they had to really make an impact for ratings. And I think that's why it was the rush for Phaedra to come back. That's it, and that's all. Do I think it's going to be? I don't think it's going to be what people think it's going to be. Phaedra is not she's not going to be that Phaedra. She's learned from her mistakes. She's very guarded about what she's going to let you guys see and not see. I don't think we're going to get anything more from Phaedra Parks on the Real Housewives of Atlanta than what we got off of Married to Medicine. On Married to Medicine, we got fake storylines and no real life. We didn't get nothing. And at the very end, at the reunion, she pulled out her ex-husband, but if Kenya would have stayed, they wouldn't have back her. I agree, they wouldn't have brought her back so fast. Maybe next season, but they would not have rushed to bring her back this season. And that also lets you know that there's a whole lot of filming left to do. There's a whole lot of filming left to do. Good for her. Yeah, Phaedra's very calculated. I don't think it's gonna be what people think it's gonna be. I mean, prove me wrong, but I don't think it's gonna be what people think it's gonna be. Phaedra added nothing to Married to Medicine, Ultimate Girls Trip, Traders, Marriage Boot Camp, Apollo's Rico case, Angela Stanton's defense, or her. You know what? Hey, Mims Boo. Now I disagree. I think she added a lot to Traders. She was good on Traders. Now she was good on Traders. I'm sorry. She was good on Traders. You done with all your appointments? Good. All right. Good job, Powerful. Go ahead and get home, boo. Yeah. Me personally, I feel the same way though, Mims. I don't think it's gonna be what people think it's gonna be. Now, rumor has it that her and Dr. Heavenly, that the reason why she left Married to Medicine in such a rush is because Dr. Heavenly invited Apollo and his ex-wife onto the couples trip. You know how they do the couples trip at the end of the season? That allegedly Dr. Heavenly invited Apollo and Apollo's wife on the show. And it created a confrontation where Phaedra walked off and she was angry with production and she was pissed off or whatever. I'm going to say I think this is 50% accurate. Here's what I think really went down. I think that they had to come up with an excuse for why Phaedra abruptly left Real Housewives of Medicine and went to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think they had to come up with an exit strategy because she is literally abandoning that show. Because when it's time for press and it's time for them to, to push the show when the season is coming out and all of that, Phaedra ain't going to be there. Phaedra is not going to be there. She is not going to be an active participant in promoting the next season of the Real House of Married to Medicine. I'm going to say this. I think production did what production always does. They keep Dr. Heavenly around because Dr. Heavenly will do the dirty work. Dr. Heavenly will do the dirty work. She will do the shit. And production told Dr. Heavenly, look, we bringing Apollo and his wife onto the show to confront Phaedra because Phaedra ain't been giving us shit all year. Okay. Phaedra ain't gave us nothing all season. And we trying to get something from Phaedra. We trying to get some sort of content, something we can use for a storyline, something we can market for Phaedra. So we're going to get Apollo and his ex-wife, or excuse me, Apollo and his wife to come down to this couple's trip. And we're going to say you invited them. Because just like last season, when they went to Hilton Head, that was not y'all know, like I know, Dr. Simone did not plan that damn trip to Hilton Head. That was production. Same thing with this. That was production. Because Dr. Heavenly can invite whoever she wants to invite. But in order for them to be included on the show, they have to sign waivers. They have to be approved. Like, production knew they were there. If all of that is true, production knew they were there. That is why they keep Dr. Heavenly around, because Dr. Heavenly will do the dirty work. Dr. Heavenly will do the shit that the other people will not do. That is it, and that is all. That is why Dr. Heavenly is around. Do I think that Apollo and his wife showed up to that couple's trip? Yup. Do I think that they're going to say that Heavenly did it? Sure. But that is not why Phaedra left Married to Medicine. Phaedra left Married to Medicine because Phaedra was going to leave Married to Medicine because Phaedra had already been working on coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's be clear. The minute Kandi said she was leaving, Phaedra was on the phone. The minute Kandi said she was leaving, Phaedra was on the phone. I don't remember her announcing she was going to be a model child. Right, because they don't stop Dr. Heavenly and her social. Right. Dr. Heavenly does what they want her to do. And when Dr. Heavenly goes too far, and she'll tell you, she said, they called me, the people called me, so I can't talk about that anymore. Or the people called me, so I can't say that no more. So when production needs to reel her in, they call her. But please understand that Dr. Heavenly does what Dr. Heavenly is allowed to do. Right. And especially to keep her focus off her marriage. And she has told y'all that. I don't know how many different ways that she can tell y'all that her marriage is not for sale. She done told y'all 500 different ways. 500 different ways that her marriage is not for sale. So if that means she got to create chaos, somebody said the Tasmanian devil. Exactly. If that means she has to constantly create chaos, that is what she's going to do. She's going to constantly create chaos. Because it keeps the focus off of her. Right after she got fired, she lost a little weight, put on some heavily edited pictures, and announced she had signed to a model. We ain't seen it yet. What, ma'ams? I missed that, child. Yeah, we ain't seen no other campaign yet, child. You ain't right. You right. Listen. She don't even look the same. Portia, Phaedra don't even. I mean, child. She's had work. We're just gonna leave it at that. She's had work. All right, y'all. That was it. I personally don't think it's going to save Real Housewives of Atlanta. Honestly, I don't. I think this season is total chaos. Was it with the Cynthia Bailey agency? Right. This season is in total chaos. It's a shit show. It'll be very interesting when it finally comes up. So Bravo departs with Kenya Moore for alleged revenge. Pete yet brings Phaedra back for accusing another cast member of SA. Make it make sense. Child, Phaedra still works as a Oh, ma'am sent it to me. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's yeah. Not Wilhelmina Models. Girl, bye. She got that six-pack like Charles got from Netta and Charles. Look, y'all. Child, bye. Phaedra, stop. Phaedra, go sit down somewhere. Thank you, Mims. All right, you guys. We are still on court watch for the Southern District of New York. We are also on court watch for somewhere else. I told y'all about a few weeks ago. I'm waiting to hear back. Hopefully, I'll hear something any day now. All right, with that being said, let me get on out of here. We're going to flip over to the other channel and watch the Olympics. So y'all meet me over on ReallyBTV Reviews so we can watch the Olympics. We're going to watch these, Simone and the ladies. And I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah!